Hello and welcome to Health Bar Half Full, the podcast that makes you feel good about liking games. Although it's hard to do that these days with certain things going on in the world, and we're going to talk about that, specifically prices and game prices and console prices and stuff. We're going to try to find a way to have a positive outlook about that particular thing. Will it be challenging? Maybe. I don't know. But one person that has quite the positive outlook right now, and man, am I happy to see him. He needs to lift my spirit up and your spirits as well. Adam McDermott is back. Here he is.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back, and I'm coming to you from my beloved second home of Laos.
Yeah, it's been
By
too
the way,
long.
Laos is in between Thailand and Vietnam, because many people I tell, where is Laos? It's between Thailand and Vietnam. It's wonderful here. You cannot be sober in Laos. They won't allow it.
Well, yeah, so that's why Adam here. Well, I fortunately am not in Laos, so I can be sober. And it's, far too early to not be, even if I did partake in that particular activity. It's not, yeah, that would be weird if I was, granted,
Wait a second, like 9 a.m. isn't a good time to drink?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask in this town, because that's, yeah. Anyway, so that's where we're at here. Adam, I'm so happy to have you here. I do want you to update me a little bit. You said you're in a great mood, and I'm not in that great of a mood. And since I host a positivity podcast, you're gonna have to fix that for me. Lay it on me, like make it happen.
Okay. So I started dating a Lao girl. She's wonderful. She's very kind, and she's coming here tomorrow.
Oh man.
First girl ever travel to meet me. I've already seen it before, but I want to show you this, Randy. I want to show you this.
Okay.
Okay. I have props.
Okay.
I bought her something. I want your opinion if this is a good gift or not.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. So, audio listeners, Adam is walking away. You got a good shot of his bedroom there, it looks like. And all right, he's returned. He's got a bag in his hand, a pinkish, orangish, reddish bag, plastic bag.
So my favorite shop owner in the village. By the way, I live in a Lao village. I don't live in like the city. I live in the village. Everybody know me, but they were selling these,
Okay.
and I thought they looked nice, and I bought one for the Lao girl. And what do you think, Randy?
Ooh, that's fancy looking. I like that a lot. So, what? It looks to be some kind of nice looking purse, bag, handbag. Nice. So again, audio listeners here, it's a really nice leather looking purse with a cool insignia on it. Some shiny chains that are.
You know what the insignia is?
I don't know the insignia.
It's Louis Vuitton, dummy.
Okay, well, I'm not well versed in my handbags, so you'll have to. There you go. Is that a high profile one? I assume so. I've heard of it, so that could be.
Ah. Now, here's what I will not tell the Lao girl.
Okay.
I will not tell her how much this actually cost.
Right, because did you get a discount on it, or was it too much?
Randy, it was $5.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, it's the thought that counts. It looks really nice. I don't care what things cost, except my game consoles. We'll talk about that later. But, yeah. So
when I saw her last time in the capital, and she's so nice to me. On our first date, she bought me flowers. On our second date, she brought me food. I bought her like a bracelet for less than this bag cost.
Well,
and she swooned. So now I get her a purse.
Yeah, you're just going. Yeah, each new gift you give her is going to cost a little bit more, and eventually, you're gonna be buying some nice extravagant items.
First gift $4. Second gift $5.
Yes.
I'm in deep here, Randy.
I know. Yeah, I mean, especially we'll get to it, but with game prices the way they're going, then you're going to need to save money somewhere.
All right. So before we go on to gaming,
Correct.
Another bit of good news. God damn, I love Laos.
Yeah.
I love my village. I cannot leave my home. I cannot leave my apartment without meeting people, without being offered to join them for food, for drink. Everyone's so nice here. They kind of joke with me that I'll never leave, and they might be
They
right.
might be right. Yeah. Why would you go back? Do you have an incentive to go back? Family, maybe?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll see him at Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. I live really close to my family. I barely see them. So there you go.
Mm,
I could
okay,
just do
that's
it.
all my positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's still a lot though, and that does a lot because just seeing your face light up the way that it is and how excited you are is already filling me with more positivity. So
Also, you want more positivity?
yes.
Because the Lao girl got me flowers on our first date. When she comes here, I wanted to get her flowers, but I have no fucking idea how to get flowers. My Chinese friend went into the town today and got flowers for me to give to the Lao girl.
Wow. I'm glad you're
They're
here.
currently sitting over there in my kitchen in a thing of water.
That's incredible. So, yeah, I mean, if you weren't here, this would be a very boring life of me talking about my struggles of getting my son to preschool, and that's kind of really how extravagant my life gets. So, I'm glad you're here to make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah,
Not that my
it's
life is
great.
bad, but
All of
it is boring by comparison.
they're like in the village because I've been here a year before. They always ask like, "Do you have girlfriend? Do you have girlfriend? Do you have girlfriend? Why you not have girlfriend?" I was like, "Ah, I like being single, and now I like a Lao girl," and they all get like so excited, like, you have girl?" I was like, "Ah, maybe. She come here? Yeah, she come here on Friday. We meet like
Well,
every
that's
like all these people in the village. They all want to meet. Like, who is this
I
woman?
was about to ask,
Who, who-
are these people invested in you? They know like how so they see you multiple times. You leave your apartment and you see them repeatedly.
every day,
So these
every
people are
day.
invested in your life. They want to know.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. I hang out with them like I I I hang out with them in the evenings. We have food together. We have drinks together. Everybody know me, and now they're shocked. Like, you have girl? I was like, where is she? Where is girl? Bring girl here. And I'm like, all right, calm down, calm. But now girl actually will come tomorrow. And they all like, I want to meet. I want to meet. Who is this girl that Adam is no longer single? Oh,
All right, so you're filling me with conflicting emotions. First being uh envy-induced rage, the second being just overwhelming happiness for you. I'm so glad that you get to experience this life and you get to do this. So I'm very glad. I really wanted to get you back on here. It's been a while, and now we know what you've been up to. You've been uprooting your life and filling it with happiness. It's fantastic.
also, I finished the Elden Ring Platinum video,
Yes,
which was like the longest episode
I still
ever.
haven't been able to watch it
Very
yet.
proud of
I need
it.
to get on that, but I haven't been able to sit down with it.
Dude, you need like a full evening. It's so
That's
long.
what I'm saying. Like
It's like
I only get like a handful of minutes per, right? So I sit down and I'm like, well, I don't want to get started on this until I can see it through to the end. And then I see the running time. I'm like, well, I don't
yeah.
even watch movies in
Yeah.
one sitting anymore. I swear, I don't. I sit down and I watch movies in 20-minute chunks now. That's all I can do.
Oh, I get that, yeah, because that's all you can do, and then you got the
Yeah.
family. Listen, you being a responsible father, how dare you?
My biggest watching time now is when I go to the gym and I load up something on my phone and set it on the treadmill and just sit there and watch. I'm like, it's the only time I get to watch, and even then, like that's not long enough for because I only allow myself to go for like an hour, so I don't overtrain or whatever. So it's not like I can sit there.
Oh, sweet! Put on my Elden
Yes,
Ring
I
video. It's like an hour
absolutely
and
can do
16.
that. Is it how? So how many? How? And not that I care too much, but are there spoilers? Should people should watch out for like too
Oh
much?
God,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say like you have to
Like,
do it all, baby. Like, so, yeah.
and a lot of the trophies are tied to bosses. So towards the end, like, there's big spoilers.
All right. So maybe I could speed run the rest of the game so I can see it for myself and then watch your video. But you said I was like actually
I'm
quite a bit.
I'm very proud of the video. It was like 5 months of work and
Yeah.
so worth it.
Basically, for the duration we've been doing this podcast, you've been working on that video. Like that's how
Yeah.
long you've been doing it.
And I'm so happy with the end result. Like, I know on YouTube. I know I don't make money. I make a little bit of money, not much. But for me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, what I do, what I make, The people who watch, like you can look at the amount of comments I get on a video with like 20,000 views
Yeah.
and compare it to somebody with like 100,000 views. I've got twice as many.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy with what I do, and I'm very happy with the people who watch my videos.
This is actually something I would do want to talk to you in its own topic at some point about, like content creation and what that means, especially around games, because currently I'm in the growth phase of that. And while my numbers are not great on the surface, but on the back end, I've got a community that's really engaged. I've got a Discord that's blowing the heck up. I've got watch time out the bum for the people that are watching. I'm like, those are the numbers that matter to me because those are the people that care. Those are the people that are gonna, follow me from
Yep.
thing to thing. It doesn't, they're not flash in the pan. So I'll give you, so I did have one of my videos, quote unquote, blow up in the sense that I got like on one YouTube short I created, I got 17,000 views, which is not amazing,
Mhm.
but it's, for me, it was a lot. And they are not like, they're not in my Discord, those people. Like, I'm not talking to those people. They're not, so I care more about getting someone wanting to stick around than I do getting the raw, like, surface level numbers. So, and I think that's way
Yep.
more important to me.
It's like those sometimes those viewers are like they watch your thing and then they just forget you.
Yeah,
And that's not like, for example, Sacred Symbols, the
I do.
podcast.
Yeah,
Um, they average like on YouTube maybe like 30,000 views, maybe 40,000. But their Patreon is the biggest in gaming
yeah,
because of the people who watch, the people who listen, give a
yeah,
shit. And it's not about like, okay, I have like a million views, I have like 5 times. If people watch and they connect with
yeah,
you and they give a shit, that matters more. Like, for example, I have had not one, not two, but three in-person
yeah,
meetups, and people showed up.
yeah,
Ah, like they cared. Like it's not about the numbers. It's not like you said, like the flash in the pan. It's like who gives a shit? That's what matters.
yeah. So one of my most recent successes was I got someone, I brought, so I was streaming Digimon World 2 for the PlayStation. I was streaming it, and someone joined and followed me.
Classic.
And they immediately joined the Discord, which is great. That to me, that's the biggest victory. Like, okay, you put in the work to want to join this community. That's the best success I can get
Mm.
out of you. But then they joined later when I was streaming Tomb Raider 2, and they said, I have no interest in Tomb Raider 2. I just want to stop in and say hi. So I'm gonna bounce here. And then they stayed for the whole stream, the entirety of it. So yeah,
Oh,
it's like
that's so
I
nice.
got you. You're locked in now. That's the kind of person I want, where they're here for me. They're not here,
That's
you know.
a huge compliment.
It
Like I
is.
sometimes get comments of, I don't like Resident Evil, or I don't like God of War, or I don't like Last of Us, but I watched anyway.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge compliment, like the guy with
Yeah.
yourself. Like, I don't like this game, but I like you.
Yeah. Well, and specifically, they said, I don't think I'm gonna stay long. I just wanted to say hi, which, one, already nice of you to do. You're just gonna stop in, not care about the content, just to say hi to me. That's nice. And then I locked you in. Like, you were so intrigued by my presence, my charisma, my whatever
Yeah.
it is I got for you. My, yeah, my it factor.
Did you ever know of the British TV show called Top Gear?
Oh yeah, those three British
Yeah,
gentlemen.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so when they do their specials and they travel around the world, I actually was like a big inspiration for myself. I learned how to edit by watching their stuff. Well, watching like the editor stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I actually didn't give a flying fuck where those three guys
Oh
went.
yeah, or the
I
cars.
just wanted to see them
I
exactly.
I didn't care.
I
I'm not
just
a
wanted to see them hang out.
I'm not a car person at all, and I really liked
Yeah,
watching Top Gear because they're just entertaining dudes. So, and that's what
yeah,
I'm trying to do. I think that's what you bring to the table, is that the game is the draw, and you are what makes them stick, right? You draw them in with something that they care
mm,
about, and then they fall in love with you, and then they're there for life. That's the important thing.
yeah,
So that's maybe a
yeah.
topic for another day. But I am excited to talk to you about it, especially because you've been doing it a long time. However, it does not give us a lot of money. And that's unfortunate in times of today where perhaps maybe games and consoles to play them on are costing more and more. That's what we're going to talk about today is the increased price of video games, or I guess pricing in video games in general, and how it is affecting our lives, how we feel about it, and is there a way we can put a positive spin on it? Adam, like I want to kind of go ahead.
As the owner of Microsoft, I fucking love it.
Yeah, and you don't pay
Mm.
for any of your games or consoles; they just give them to you and you make them, and
Yeah.
you have your underlings steal them. I am the president of Nintendo, so I'm a little biased when I'm about to talk about this, but the
Yeah.
prompt for
Yeah,
this.
dude. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. What about them price of those games? $80, $90? What are you doing over
Are you
there?
going to buy
I
it?
thought I was greedy at Microsoft, but
Are you
Nintendo,
going to buy it? Are you
Jesus.
going to buy it? You are.
Well, I'm a billionaire. Of
Well,
course I'm
you're
gonna
going to buy
buy
it,
it.
and everyone else is going to buy it too. That's why I'm doing it. Like you're lucky. You're lucky it's not $100. You're lucky it's not $150. You take your increased price and you suck it because you're gonna buy it. You know you're gonna buy it. Just stop it. Why are you complaining? It's not overpriced if you're gonna pay for
It is the what's it called, like the market rate.
it. Yeah, it's like
I had but the market, I had my dad try and do this to me. So when I'm back in Ireland, I stay with my parents, and I give them rent money
yeah,
because it's just fair. You
yeah.
know,
No,
I'm
no, yeah,
here, I'm whatever. And then my dad learned that on the rental websites that I should be paid, like if I wanted to rent a place in the neighborhood,
yeah.
it's like 3 times as much. And then he started like when drunk one night on Guinness, he says to me like, "Well, you know, Adam, the market rate."
Yeah.
And then my mother like slapped him on the shoulder and was like, "He's your son. We're not
No,
doing
you're a
market
tenant. You're
rate."
a tenant. What are you talking about? You're living in his
But
property.
he couldn't help himself. He's like, "I own a house. I work for the house. I
Yeah.
buy the house. And these people get this money for people staying. I should get money for people staying."
Yeah.
And my mother was like, "He's your son,
Yeah,
dummy."
I mean, Nintendo is basically your dad in that way, where they see what they can charge people, they see what they can get away with. They're going to get the
Uh-huh.
bad press, and they're going to suck it up because it doesn't matter. Bad press doesn't buy food or yachts, but money sure does. Uh, and
Mhm.
they're, right. All right. Let's talk about how this personally affects us, if it does, just in general about kind of like the landscape. Adam, I'll begin with you. Like I guess, how do you feel about game prices in general before all of this news and increase happened? Like, we are not wealthy men. We do not, and this is an expensive hobby, just straight up. Okay, I mean, let's put yourself in the shoes of a not wealthy man, for example, for a second, and then uh,
I own
right, you own
Microsoft. I'm
Microsoft,
wealthy.
and but someone else, maybe someone else listening might not, and let's just pretend that they don't for
Ah,
a second.
the peasants.
Yeah, the
How will
peons,
the peasants deal with this?
exactly.
Hmm. In no, seriously, in general, I don't buy new games.
Yeah. So you're a
So
perfect person to
I
talk to about this because I am very similar in that way, where you basically forever, depending on the game, if it's brand spanking new, it is unlikely that I'm going to buy it because I want a discount, and that's just kind of, especially uh, for certain companies, for certain games, they get discounted pretty heavily, relatively quickly. You think about a Ubisoft game.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Uh, why buy Assassin's Creed Shadows within 2 months?
Ubisoft like Ubisoft like first week Shadows is like $80, second week 70, third week
It's going
20.
to be $29.99 at within the next couple of months. Like it's going to be. So they just have no value for their games. So I don't have value for their games, and that's kind of how I live my life, right? Is that I don't take it as a personal assault when they want to charge me more. I just say, is it worth it to me or not? The answer is usually no. And when they said, here's what the Switch 2 costs, here's what it comes with, not the manual, not the digital manual that you have to pay for, of course. Uh, Man, that was ridiculous. But um, so right now I'm sitting here, no, I will not be buying a Switch 2, and someday will I, when a Mario game comes out that speaks to me? Maybe, probably. Am I going to do it now for Mario Kart? I'm not a big Mario Kart guy, so no. Uh,
Yeah, the reveal of the Switch 1 with Breath of the Wilds, that changed
yeah, that
things. That
was,
was like,
you have to have this.
damn. Yeah.
And
Switch 2, you can't look at the lineup and go, eh,
I mean, Donkey Kong looks cool, but it doesn't look cool enough that I need to buy a Switch right now. It'll be
eh,
there when I get one
eh.
eventually, you know? And
Yeah.
Mario Kart, yeah, that's fine. It'll be there when I decide to buy one. It's not a, I need to have this in my eyeballs now. I'm not a big
Like
Mario
I
Kart
understand
person anyway.
the strategy. I understand the strategy from Nintendo of let's capitalize. Let's not do a Wii U.
Yeah.
Let's do a we and let's capitalize on this. But their big problem is that the software lineup is so
It's
lacking.
not great. I mean, but Mario Kart for the majority, for us it is, but for the majority of people, Mario Kart is all they need because a lot of people just
Now, buddy, I push back. I
you push
push
back. All
back.
right.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, whatever it was. That sold like 50 million
Yeah.
units. Everybody loved
Yeah.
it. But the problem with Mario Kart is it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's been the same for like a lot of years. And now they're offering a new Mario Kart. And you go, it's the same. So why would you buy? Why would you get a
Are
Nintendo
you
Switch? Like, as you
suggesting
mentioned earlier.
Are you suggesting that Mario Kart World will not be that big of a hit, like a relative
Yeah. Yeah.
underperformer?
By Nintendo standards, I will be shocked if it does over 10 million.
Okay.
And I would be more earnest that it would probably do like 5, if not 4.
Wow. I'm not sure I agree
I
with
don't
that.
think it will push.
I don't.
I don't think it will push hardware.
Well, so here's the thing. I kind of agree with you to an extent. I think the numbers are a little bit higher in my brain, but with the where I'm seeing it is that people are still playing Mario Kart 8. They don't need
Yeah,
and they pumped out a lot of content for that. So that game is packed and people are still playing that thing. People are still buying that thing. That's still in the top 10 of sales every month. Uh, what incentive do they have to buy this new one
yeah,
when the barrier to entry is $500? It it's it's tough, right? I already have this Mario Kart. It's loaded, like it's got all the stuff I like. It's comfort food at this point. I play it with all my friends. We got online play. Unless you shut that game down and remove it from existence, I think yeah, by default they can't get as many people because there's not if there was no Mario Kart for like a decade and a half and people were starving for a Mario Kart. If the last Mario Kart was the one on Wii, for example, and this was the new launch game, like okay, maybe $500 is a bigger incentive right now, but we're still living in the world where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just this active smash phenomenon. So like I think there's going to be diminishing returns with this new one, especially with that price. If it's not an
yeah,
accessible barrier-free price, people are going to have to think about it, and then they're going to have to think like, well, I've already got Mario Kart. So with that right there, that's a factor that Mario Kart 8 did not have because no one had a Wii U, so they didn't have the original Mario Kart 8. So, okay, if I want the new Mario Kart, I got to have a Switch. The Switch is pretty low price relative to other things that I purchase. So that's a low barrier. And then they just loaded Mario Kart 8 with a ton of content. So it's like the ultimate Mario Kart. Why would I buy this new one when it's way too much money in
yeah,
uncertain times when I have one already? So I agree with you.
yeah. I think also the trailer was so underwhelming. It's like this is the same.
Yeah,
I do think they should have skipped the generation. I think they should have held off on Mario Kart
they,
till whatever is next for
well,
Nintendo.
there's two problems with that from a development standpoint. That Mario Kart is relatively easy to make comparative to like a new Mario to a new Zelda. And the other is that like it, they needed something and nothing else was ready. I think is I think where else we're sitting at is that they probably would have loved to have at least Donkey Kong for launch and they just couldn't. So and with, you know, the big orange presidential elephant in the room. They can't wait on releasing the Switch anymore unless, with the,
Yeah, the United States.
yeah.
What's going on?
Well, as the president, uh, personal spokesperson, here I am. I represent the American people. Uh, what's going on is that we
Yeah.
hate everyone and ourselves is what's going on. So we,
It's very strange. Like when I was in Ireland and watching all this happen, now I'm in Laos and watching all this happen. I'm like, I don't understand
yeah.
anything.
So when I was streaming, some people come in and say like greetings from country wherever they are, and I say, oh, greetings from the United States. I'm sorry. Like I have to every time I say where I'm from, I have to apologize on behalf of my country because of just what we're doing. Yeah.
And it's so strange because I might have told you a story of I knew a girl who she was American and she went to Sweden. And when she was going through school and she was like 12, 13 years old, and she would tell the class, "Oh, I'm from America." And everyone was like, "Ooh, America.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you. Hello, hello." And nowadays it's like, "I'm from America." And they go, "Oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry."
Yeah. No.
Like they feel pity.
They
Like
should.
when I meet Americans in Europe and I meet Americans in Asia, it's like, "Oh, I'm from America." Sorry.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, I know, I know, I know."
It's the world's biggest heel turn. Like John Cena does not have anything.
John Cena's got nothing on America.
Exactly.
I knew you were going there. I
Yeah.
knew you were going there.
Yeah. This is we did it, man. We we kicked the rest of the world in the balls, and the rest of the world being Cody Rhodes, I guess, in this context.
Yeah. It's a weird thing of the tourism as well. I saw that like drop off immensely.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, people have tariffs on them at this point.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like you have to pay for yourself to enter the country. I'm
Yeah. Already for
exaggerating,
me,
sort of.
America. Yeah, already for me, America was annoying because they had to make me like sign some thing saying my name, my passport number, this, that, the other. Is like, that's too much. And then like, oh, then you can come in.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're
But I don't know.
moving to
There's
Laos,
just
like it's nothing, like no big deal.
yeah, rocked over the border on a bus, showed up,
Yeah.
had sleep deprived, drunk, had no idea
Yeah.
what I was doing,
And they
and
welcomed you with
still
open
somehow in
arms.
the country.
Yeah. They
And they're like,
hello,
"Welcome."
friend. We've missed you. We've
It's
never met you, but we missed you. We knew your presence was not here. You're filling a
yeah,
hole that we needed.
like America starts to feel like they don't want me. They don't
We
want
don't want
anyone.
you. We don't want anyone. We don't want ourselves. We don't. I don't know what we want. We don't seem to know what we want, but it's not anything good. Or every time we think we want something, we quote unquote get it, and then it's not what we want, and so we want something else. We are the most fickle people in the world. We always want change. It doesn't matter when things are good. We want change because we always think things are bad, and yeah, and that's where we are in America right now. And I just don't have a lot of sympathy for my country. I'm not very patriotic at the moment. And obviously, if you couldn't tell by maybe perhaps this podcast or anything else I've uh, spoken in, I'm my political leanings differ from that of my the administration of my country right now. So not thrilled about what's going on here.
So I do think that's a puppet show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which
like
one?
the oh, your two party system
Oh yeah,
puppet show.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. Like because
They're the same.
even the party I vote for does not align 100% with my political. Not even close. Like 60, like maybe.
Now you say this, and I always push back on
Okay,
Americans. You have more than two
we
parties.
do.
You've got like nine parties.
We do.
Vote for them. Vote for
I
the Constitution
I
Party. Vote for the
do
other parties.
I do that when it feels like my vote will not be thrown in the garbage, which is to say, I
Oh,
go on.
listen, I push again. I push
Push
back on
back
this
all you
because my
want.
dad said to me. because my dad said to me this when I was in Ireland. Ireland has ranked choice voting.
Yeah.
You get like 10 votes. Number one, number two, number three,
Yeah.
and I always vote independent. If you are not affiliated with a political party, I vote.
Yeah.
As I want the balance. In Ireland's parliament, we have like a third of people, no
Yeah.
party,
Yeah.
independent. I love
Yeah.
that. So
It can
the
be
idea of
done.
throwing your vote away, like in America, you get one
Yeah.
vote. And I know they say you're throwing your vote away if you go like the Constitution Party or you do like whatever party. But if enough people put the vote over
I agree.
here, it's not throwing it away.
100% agree with you. And if the stakes weren't as high as they were, I would have done it. And it doesn't matter. It didn't end up paying off anyway. It doesn't matter who I voted for. The who I voted for did not win, so it did not matter in the long run. Uh,
You voted for who's the lady? Kamala?
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Oh, she was
Yeah.
terrible.
She was not my choice, but again, of the two,
Ladies and gentlemen, when is Bernie Sanders going to be your president? Come on.
unfortunately, he's reaching the age where that would be impractical. But I would still take it.
Listen, you missed out on Ron Paul.
Yeah.
That
We
guy would have put a
we
bullet
missed out on a
through
lot. Like,
so much
I mean,
administration.
this is getting far too
Missed out on
political.
Ron Paul, missed out on Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders. Now you got AOC.
AOC is, yeah.
She seems pretty
No,
cool.
absolutely. Like when she, I don't want to say comes of age because that's a dumb. When she gets more mature in her political career, then I think she's going to be a mover and shaker, as it were. But yeah, so this is getting far too political. But I will say,
No.
go on.
One final thing.
Yes.
Do you ever see the Finnish prime minister?
No. I live in America, Adam.
She's hot.
I barely am allowed to talk to
she-
you. I'm surprised that the people haven't kicked down my door yet. You're in an Asian country. You're basically Chinese. Like I got to get out of here.
The Finnish prime minister is hot.
All right, well,
and she's young.
I'm gonna let you. Well, yes, but
let,
again,
let AOC. She's hot and young. Let her run. Let her run.
wait.
See what
The
happens.
Finnish prime minister is a man
actually a very good
who is
speaker.
also attractive. To be fair. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh no,
The previous one. She is hot. You're right. Crap. Darn it. All of my arguments are gone. They're worthless. I've got nothing. I've got nothing. Yeah. All right. So game prices. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're both on the same page in the sense that we just make a decision based on our current financial situation and whether or not it's worth it to us. But I do want to talk about it. We're going to try to get a positive spin on increased game prices, and that sounds crazy, but I do think there are ways we can look at it other than, our personal.
As the head of Microsoft,
Yeah.
I love game price increase.
Up.
Oof.
Yes, indeed. Always up. Green arrow. Straight up. Always, yes, paying more. Yeah, it's not, I'm not going to sit here and say that the tariffs thing is good because I'm not equipped to be able to tell you one way or another in terms of my knowledge. I can't really tell you the inner workings of how or why it doesn't work. All I know is that a lot of financial experts do not think it is good. So I will defer to them. But I will say, if we're just talking raw prices outside of the context of tariffs, I do think there are ways you can spin it where there's a silver lining a little bit. And I want your opinion on that. First way I'm going to do it is that just straight up, if games cost more and people buy it, then in theory, not necessarily in practice, but in theory, it means that game developers can keep their jobs.
Huh? Where'd you jump to that conclusion?
Because, I mean, the reason that game developers can't keep their jobs right now is because the cost of game development is so high. And
that's on the publisher.
I agree with you, but
not publisher. That's on the scope mismanagement.
Maybe we are a little bit mismatched in our beliefs on how much we can change of the status quo. I'm not of the mind that we can change the publisher
I'm an
behavior.
anarchist. I think we can change everything at all times
Yeah, in a world
by
where
just being annoying.
in a world where I believe publishers will continue to suck in perpetuity, the best bet is to earn them as much money so they fire fewer people. And maybe that's not much of a positive spin, but that is my spin.
Randy,
What?
this is your fucking
I know
podcast.
that.
You're meant to be the positive
What?
guy.
That's why I'm saying. Like, I want my people to keep my jobs. Keep your jobs, people. And if that means you have to get your boss another yacht number 9, then you got to do it, man. Uh,
Mm.
so, but yeah, that the reality is that the number people get laid off because the number that they need to go up is either staying flat or going down. Despite those numbers still being sustainable from a financial perspective, they need to go up. In the system that we're in, they need to go up. And if they don't, that means they have to make them go up. And how best to do that? Well, they're not going to take a pay cut. They are going to make everyone else take a pay cut, an eternal pay cut, like the biggest possible pay cut.
Randy, are you basically saying capitalism is wrong?
I'm saying that capitalism is a heavily flawed system.
All right, Mr. Brainiac,
yeah.
what system would you prefer?
The one where I make all the money, I guess, and then I wouldn't have to think about it. Yeah,
Dictatorship.
yeah, exactly. Like
Got
I
it.
failed
Got
capitalism, so it's capitalism's fault. That's why.
it.
It's not my fault. I'm American. It's not my fault. Yeah.
It's never America's fault.
So that
Laos had like more bombs dropped in it than all of World War II combined. Not Laos' fault.
exactly.
Not America's fault.
Exactly. Capitalism's fault, I guess. Yeah. Whatever we decided in that sentence.
I blame. Oh, I was going to say something very bad.
Okay. Well,
I was going to. It was like like if we weren't recording,
yeah.
I would have said it.
Okay. Wait. Tell me after the fact.
Yeah, it would have been in jest, not serious.
No, I don't think you would say something malicious intentionally. So, yeah, as long as it made you laugh and I get to see that smile, I don't care what it is you have to say. Podcast going off the rails.
If you want, if you want, I can message you.
Yeah.
But don't say it.
All right, I won't say it out loud.
Okay,
Let's see what it is. Okay. All right, hang on. Loading up Discord. What do we got here? Okay, yeah. Now, to be fair, I agree you shouldn't say it. I'm not saying I wouldn't have, though. What is going on here today? Yeah. Either way. So, game prices. Blameless game prices. The way we can spin it, so that keep developers keeping their jobs. Adam, get it together, man. We got game prices to talk about. All right.
Okay. Game prices.
Game prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not good.
Not a good positive spin. The other one, again, grasping at straws here, but this is what the podcast is about. Is to try to find it. Is that you can. The way it influences your behavior, I think, can be a positive thing. I think it can lead to you having a better relationship with the things you choose to spend your money on. I think it can allow you to think about your purchasing decisions a lot better. It allows you to see the value in things in a more meaningful way, I think. If Mario Kart is $80, well, how much does $80 mean to you? How much does Mario Kart mean to you? And if it means that you have to rethink your love affair with Mario Kart, then hey, that was a contemplation worth having as far as I'm concerned. I noticed when this is old man nostalgia nonsense that I'm about to give you, but when we used to buy a movie or a game, at least I'm going to speak for myself, not for you, but when I used to buy a movie or a game, that was my movie or my game for a while. And I
Oh
had
yeah,
to
same. Yeah,
wring
yeah. Like
as much content out of that thing as I possibly could. I would watch
yeah,
the movie
same.
multiple
I
times.
get a game for a birthday. I get a game for a birthday, and that's my game for the next
Yep, it
six
was
months
birthday,
until like
birthday and
Christmas.
Christmas. Exactly. Yep. And fortunately, I
That's
had
it.
my birthday halfway through the year, and then Christmas at the end of the year. It was perfect. Uh,
Yep, same.
and I did that was it. Like it was either and renting games was the other one. And even then, like I would cherish the games I rented because I only get one shot at this. If I choose the wrong one, then I guess I have to wait until I can rent a game next time. And as a result, I made worse things better. Like I made worse games better because I found ways to make them better. I found a different way to watch a movie, like a second time through, a third time through, a fourth time through. Like I'm gonna watch this movie and try to pick out every time someone says this or something like that. It's a weird thing to have to
Oh,
do.
that's a good. No, I like that. That's a good idea.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what you had to do because we were bored '90s kids, or at least I was, and I was not one that partook in recreational
Well,
drug
I was
use.
born in the 50s,
Right.
so I don't know about you.
Exactly. Well,
I was born in the 50s.
let me explain how the '90s worked too. We did not have access
You had this
to
thing called the internet.
barely. Uh, we had to. It took forever to connect to, and if the phone rang, it all fell apart. Like you couldn't access it anymore. Uh, and we were bored '90s kids in the sense that we didn't have access to unlimited entertainment. Uh, that the stuff like that was prohibitively expensive. A video game was kind of the same price it is now if you think about how crazy that is, but video games could cost upwards of $80 back then in the 90s, which in today's dollars is an absurd amount of money. And the value proposition there in terms of the replay value and how much content was in those games, not nearly what it is today. So that when I say that it kind of reshapes the way we behave and the way we think about things, that's kind of what I mean is that what is value to you? Is $80 for Mario Kart worth it to you? I can tell you that Mario Kart 64 was not too far off from $80. Uh, was that worth it? To a lot of us, it was. Like it was relative to the things in our lives that we were going to get a lot of enjoyment out of that. And that was the game we were going to buy, so on and so forth. Because it was either that or we go outside and throw firecrackers at woodland creatures. And I chose video games. A lot of my friends chose the firecrackers. And some of my friends no longer have fingers. And I'm joking about that. But that's kind of what I mean is that
I
we
only have
had
3 fingers. Uh,
we did not have a lot of things to do, so we had to find ways to entertain ourselves. And that's depending how you look at it, good or bad. I think I have a much stronger attachment to certain games and a way better outlook on them as a result of how I had to consume my games because I didn't have the luxury of playing all of them. I didn't have the luxury of Game Pass or heavily discounted things or Netflix or whatever. I I got what I got, and that just made me feel better about what I had. So, and I hope maybe other people can kind of see it that way. Like, okay, I alluded to this at the start where you already have Mario Kart and it's got a lot of content and you really like it and you play it. Does this new Mario Kart with the insane price tag make you appreciate that old one more? It might. It might. So that's kind of the other positive way you can look at this. It's definitely, it's you're grasping at straws with that sort of thing because it just doesn't it objectively sucks that in the time where money is tighter than it probably has ever been in my lifetime at least. I think maybe around 2008 crash was close, if not worse, but this is up there. That the things that will help you get you by playing video games is an escape for a lot of people, myself included, just has become prohibitively expensive. That sucks. That's just bad. Like I can't make that good. But I can try to feel good about what I can control, and that is how I feel about what I already have. So
hmm. I'm kind of curious about something you said there
yeah,
about an escape.
yeah.
I always hear the expression, movies are an escape, games are an escape. I've never personally felt that. I always felt like they are transporting us. Like when I watch Ghost in the Shell, I'm transported to
Yes.
that world. I'm not escaping.
Yeah.
I'm transported. And for you, you think like video games still an escape, but your life seems nice. You have
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah. I
wife, you have children.
escape is a not necessarily the most appropriate term. Actually like transport. That's not bad. Immerse, a distraction maybe.
Immerse, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
totally.
when I enter the flow state in a game, nothing matters. Like there is no bad. Like it's just the world is, and even the things that I don't like about my life go away, and the things I do like about my life enhance when I'm in my flow state in my game, because then I'm just like excited, right? I get happy. I get in my zone. But like I get flat tires. I step in gum. Like I throw my back out. Like stuff sucks, and sometimes you want to not think about those things. And uh, the video games are a really good way to get by that. And already, if you think you've had your fill with the games that you have, one, I've got a guy. I know a guy that can get you some stuff if you want it. But two,
He
that
gave him ecstasy.
yeah,
Brilliant.
there you
Cheers.
go.
Give him his number.
Heroin. Yes.
Oh, don't no, 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 no,
No,
no,
too
no, no,
much.
no,
All right. Well,
no. Shh.
I got a different guy. We can.
Ecstasy.
Yeah. Again, you were speaking a different language. This is nothing I have any experience in whatsoever. So yeah.
Randy's an upstanding
Yeah.
citizen. He has no idea what I'm talking
I
about.
don't. My drug of choice is caffeine. That's about as hard
My
as it
drug of
gets.
choice is life,
Yeah,
man.
life, caffeine, and ibuprofen. Those are the three. This is a trifecta of things that get me by. And yeah, I would say that it sucks. Like increased price. If that's what you feel like you need to get through, getting the next Mario Kart is what gets you through the next 6 months, and now you can't. That's objectively bad. But what I would suggest is that appreciate what you have, and that includes like the wealth of games that no one is going to care if you, let's say, acquire with minimal legality. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Is that I've gone deep into retro games because there's just so many retro games I've never played.
Oh.
And
Which ones? Which ones? Tell me. Tell
all
me.
right, well, what have I been streaming lately? Because that's usually what determines it. I've been playing uh, Blizzard Entertainment's greatest hit, Blackthorn. Are you familiar with Blackthorn?
Ooh, yeah, yeah. I
Blackthorn's
know. I
great.
know. I know.
I streamed that in its entirety. That was great. Digimon World. I tried all three for the PlayStation.
Did you listen, Randy?
Yeah,
The first Digimon movie,
I've never seen.
all
So
time classic. Yeah.
this was prompted by a new Digimon game being announced at the last state of play. I'm like, wait, Digimon still exists? And I'm like, I need to explore this. I need to seek this out. And I saw that there was a Digimon World game for PlayStation, and I streamed it, and it was a mega hit. A lot of people latched on to that mega hit by my modest standards, of course. And that was a really special game. It's quirky and weird, and it's just refreshing in a way that games aren't today. And that's something I'm discovering, is that there's a design philosophy that I miss from old games. We were still trying to figure stuff out. So it wasn't like, oh, you either make it this way or you fail. It's, we don't know how to make it. We've never made it before. Let's try it. And then a lot of times it doesn't work, but a lot of times it does. And it's like, wow, we don't have games like this anymore. We don't have a Digimon World pet simulator, pet raising, RPG exploration. You can draw a line from Digimon World 1 for the PlayStation. It was released in 1999, I think, to something like Dark Souls or Outer Wilds or something like
Yeah.
that. You can see the design philosophy there. And guess what? Dark Souls, Outer Wilds, those games are refreshing. People, laud them for being innovative and like less handholdy and refreshing. We have this, and you go into the retro game space, and there's just infinite number of those games. of those types of games, just weird experiments. Uh, I played through the first Tomb Raider game without saving in the middle of a level, so no checkpoints. And
Why?
because it was an interesting challenge and it made the game really cool, actually. Uh, Tomb Raider 2, not so much. Tomb Raider 2 is a bad game, but uh, Tomb Raider 1, fantastic. And yeah. And there's always the Resident Evils, which I always go back to, and those are amazing. And there was a fan mod for Resident
Hey,
Evil.
Randy.
Yep,
Randy, you like Resident
I
Evil?
do like Resident Evil. Maybe you've heard of this.
Ah, I've never known
No,
this about you
no,
before.
I like it. My friends like it. I have no friends other than Adam, of course.
But you got me,
Yes,
Randy.
Adam and Nathan, and
That's it.
yeah, the rest are just paid to like me because I rule them as president of Nintendo.
Wait, I feel like I'm the meme. You guys are getting paid?
Yes, exactly. Um, yeah, so retro games, there's just all that stuff out there. There's free to play games, and some of which aren't that predatory. There's so many more experiences out there, and there's just like, hey, go outside. Like you can see what the world is like. You can try a new hobby, pick up an instrument. These are all very terrible ways for me to say, like, hey, your games are too expensive and you can't afford them, so try something else. But there is some value in that, I think. If it makes you rethink what you're doing and try new things, I don't know. Is that so bad?
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I will not buy a Switch 2 at launch. That's fact. And I will still be alive. I say that. I don't actually know, but I assume.
No. You are the CEO of Nintendo. If you don't have a Switch 2, you die.
That's true. I die. And plus, I should probably start selling people on the Switch 2, not saying to not buy it. I'm doing a bad job right now. They don't actually let me in on meetings or anything, so I don't know what's going on in there. Yeah.
They just put you in like the hallway
Yeah.
as they have their meetings.
Yep. So
Oh, leave Randy alone. Don't
exactly.
don't
Yeah.
speak Japanese to him. He's okay.
Yeah. He can't see us if we don't move. I just go in there
If
like,
anything
where'd
goes wrong,
everybody
just
go?
blame. If anything goes wrong, just blame Randy.
Yep.
It's
There
okay.
you go. Is there anything else you want to talk about in terms
Oh,
of game prices? I know we got started a little bit later than we intended, but
fuck game prices.
yeah.
Oblivion.
Yeah. All right. So we can move on to a little bit more positive, modern stuff. People seem pumped about The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered coming out of nowhere. And by coming out of nowhere, I mean heavily rumored and then actually came to fruition immediately.
Announced and dropped the same
That's
day.
always fun, right?
I love
It's
that.
so good.
I love that. So, for context, Randy,
Yeah.
when I bought a PS3, myself, my brother, we saved up money together
Yeah.
and we bought the PS3 together. And he bought one game, I bought another game. I bought Resistance Fall of Man, the creators of Ratchet and Clank. I
Underrated.
was reading PS magazines, loved it. He wanted a world to get lost into. So he bought Oblivion. I finished Resistance in 15 hours, and I did 2 more playthroughs.
Dang. Yeah,
So
see,
and then
again,
I
we were talking.
started playing
It's
Oblivion.
exactly what we were talking about, right? You were invested in that game because you spent money on it. Exactly what we're
Mhm.
talking about.
Exactly. Mhm. And then I started playing Oblivion. I went, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah.
Now, they did have a big flaw, which is when you walk into anybody's house, there's a loading screen. That sucks. But in general, the worlds, the characters, oh, so good. So when Oblivion was released, like yesterday, my brother is currently in the Netherlands. He's a teacher, and he said to me, "I'm actually on holidays. I've no work until the next like week. I'm considering getting the Oblivion." Like I was telling him in the lead up, I was like, "It's going to be released tomorrow." He's like, "Ah, will I? Will I not?" And now he's basically barricaded himself into his apartment,
Yes.
and he's playing Oblivion all day long, and that's his holiday.
Yeah,
He's being lost in the world of
that's
Oblivion,
great.
and I'm quite jealous because I also have a hankering to play Oblivion. How do you feel, Randy?
I kind of also have a hankering to play Oblivion. I didn't play much Oblivion, a little bit, not too much, and yeah, it was before I had a machine capable of playing it, right? I didn't have an Xbox
Mm,
360 for a while, uh,
yeah.
and I didn't have a PC that could run it at the time, so it was a little out of my capabilities to play. By the time I was able to play it, the zeitgeist had worn off. In fact, there was a little bit of negative press about it at the time because that was when DLC was coming into its own and the horse armor. Everyone remembers the overpriced horse armor.
I love me some horse
Yeah.
armor.
But so it didn't get into my mind. I did play a bunch of Skyrim when it came out, and I had a good time with it. It didn't blow me away like it blew everyone else away. And I think I did end up going back to Oblivion after the fact and thinking like this is a little bit rougher in a way that I appreciate, and like it allows me to explore and make more mistakes than Skyrim kind of does, and I think I kind of appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah, for me personally, I preferred Oblivion way more than Skyrim.
yeah,
Skyrim to me was just I know that's like the most famous one, but for me, didn't really click.
yeah. It was kind of the beginning of the end of free open worlds, and what I mean by that is
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed really said, hey, what if we make the open world basically just a hub where you get to do stuff that is predetermined,
yeah.
as opposed to a sandbox where you get to experiment and do your own things. And Skyrim kind of leveled that up and solidified it where like, okay, this is the way open world games are going to be made from now on. There's going to be a map, there's going to be icons all over it. You're going to go to those things, do those things, and the world in between is just set dressing and, encounters to keep you busy while you go to the next thing.
Mm.
Um, but Oblivion and, even before that, uh, Morrowind were pretty free, open things, right? It was less guided and more like, okay, here's your world, have some fun, go figure it out yourself. And that was really, I think, Oblivion especially was right, great balance between polish and freedom, and Skyrim kind of just didn't have that in a way that it was fun. I liked it just like I liked Assassin's Creed to some degree, but I like a little bit more roughness, a little bit more let me make my own mistakes sort of thing. But yeah, I've got the itch too
How
now.
tempted like I normally announce at the beginning of the year all the episodes of Platinum Journey I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm just gonna like, for example, I know that I've announced the next video I'm recording is Resident Evil 5.
Ah!
But god damn, I want to play Oblivion.
Yeah.
I want to make an episode about that instead. So like, but I can't. I already said like I want to be a man of my word.
It,
You know, I
it's
say I'm going to do this thing, I'll do this thing, but it kind of locks you in and you're kind of stuck.
it's weird because right now almost all of my game time is dedicated to streaming, so I'm stuck in retro game land.
Mm.
And well, I could play Oblivion or I could play The Legend of Dragoon, which is what I'm also
Also,
currently what I'm playing.
here's I kind of want to check in with you.
Yeah.
You've been mostly full timing
Yep.
the channel
Yeah.
for the past, I think, 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah. So let me clarify, full time as in all of my free time, which is to say not that much, but more than uh I don't do pretty much anything recreationally unless it is dedicated to this.
So far,
Yep.
how you finding the process? How you liking
It's
it?
going well, better than I thought it would at this stage. Like I thought, because keeping in mind what I'm doing, because the key to success, especially today, is finding your niche or your niche, depending how I like to say niche. Uh, and you've got your trophy thing. That's your thing. You kind of own that, and that's what that's what got you here. And now you got people locked in because they found you through the niche. My niche is kind of I stream old games, and that's not really much of a niche. A lot of people do that. So I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, I've got an uphill battle ahead of me, but it's actually going quite well as with the strategic choices of games. You find a niche game that is underserved, as in an audience that is underserved, and people check it out. Like, oh my god, someone's streaming Digimon World. I want to check that guy out. What's he doing? Like, I got a lot of nostalgia for that thing. And then my personality keeps them there, right? And that has been going really well. And I mentioned this earlier, the
Come
Discord.
for the game,
Yes,
stay for the person.
yes, stay for the Randy. That's right. And then hopefully I get you into the
Mhm.
Discord and get you like locked into me forever. And that funnel has been working. It's slow, but it's been going a lot better than I thought. I thought I was going because I can't sit down and dedicate too much time to, like you said, you spent 5 months on your Elden Ring video. It would take me considerably longer because I can't. One, I don't have that much editing experience, so you've been doing it a long time. I have not. Two, it would take me a lot longer because I don't have that much sit down and lock myself in editing time. So I can't. It would take me longer
I
than
get
that.
you.
If
Well,
I were to do
I
something
would
the
say
scope
that
of Elden Ring, I obviously would make smaller scope videos. But
it is one of those things of it has to kind of like a little bit consume you,
yeah,
and um, but for something like the Elden Ring video per day, the most I would work on that specific video is 3 hours
yeah,
because I find that you start to drag mentally
yeah,
if you go beyond that. You start to your writing isn't as good, your editing, you start like wanting to take
yeah,
shortcuts. Ah, you know what, this section, okay, yeah, whatever, let's just cut it. But if you're fresh, you say, you know what, this section does matter.
yeah.
Let's make it. So I normally do like 2, 3 hours, and then I switch over to like a different video, then another video, and that's like the full day.
Yeah, and part of that is a me
So
thing where I struggle to get interrupted. As in, I really have to. I focus, and when I focus, you leave me alone, or or I get cranky, and my
mm,
production, my
that
productivity.
kind of like that affects your personal life.
Yeah,
That affects like you being a
absolutely.
father, being a husband.
Like
Yeah,
even when I'm
yeah.
sitting there trying to engage my community on my phone, when my son is nearby, if he like says "daddy" while I'm typing out a message, I like want to rip his head off, and that's not right. I shouldn't do.
Yeah,
I shouldn't rip my son's head
I get
off.
there is a solitude to the type of work I do.
Yeah,
For example, you can see in the background, there's a giant bed.
yeah,
That's one pillow.
yep,
That's two
yep,
pillows. Just me.
yep,
I'm alone.
yeah,
That
uh,
no children, no spouse, so I can do this sort of stuff. But from your perspective, you have other responsibilities which are more important than random
right.
video on YouTube.
That is to say, though, I am working towards doing more edited stuff. It's just I needed to figure out what that was going to look like. Right now, so another thing, since I'm really locked into retro games right now, I think that's where this whole thing is going, is that I'm just big into retro stuff. I've got just off screen here a giant CRT television that I went and
Oh fuck
yeah,
yeah!
I said screw it, I'm just gonna go pick up a CRT, and someone was selling a really good one for $20, and I'm like I'm gonna go do that. Yep, and so I drove an hour away, an hour back to get that CRT, and I'm gonna have a legit hardware retro game setup because that's kind of where I'm. Yeah, you should be watching the video version if you're not already. Adam refilling. He's, he's fueling up. This is burning a lot of fuel here. Um,
Continue.
yeah, and I think having a legit retro game setup is awesome, and I'm very excited about that. And I can make videos around that. And it's just a matter of figuring out like the topic and the vibe and all that stuff. And once I have that locked down, I think I probably can spend 2, 3 hours, not a day, but every few days, you know. And if it takes me a little bit longer to make it, fine. As long as I got the streaming as as the foundation, as the constant, then I don't have to worry about how long the next video takes, because if a video that I spend a lot of time on fails, I still have streaming. Streaming's not going anywhere, and that's doing reasonably well. That was the main reason I struggled with edited content, was that if I spend all of my time on this and it doesn't hit or doesn't do the numbers I need it to, or growth of any kind, then it was effort that I could have done I could have put elsewhere.
So I don't personally. I don't want to do streaming because I feel that it is, like I said before, like fleeting.
Yeah.
Like when you stream something, it's done, it's gone.
Yeah.
Where if you make something that's edited, it can stay. So
Yeah.
maybe when you're like, maybe the edited video gets less views, but maybe the views matter more.
I agree on principle, but what's actually happening in practice is people are going back and watching my archive streams, uh, which is crazy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
like that's kind of. I got a comment on, I believe it was Digimon World, where someone said like, "I'm about to binge all of this." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." Yeah, and then I got one that said, like, "Oh, I'm so happy to find a small YouTuber interesting creator guy." I'm like, "Oh, that's fantastic." And these are streams that I did months ago, and they're still eventually, they're finding people. So I don't know what it is that I'm doing that is making that work, but it is working. Slow, but it is working. And
Ah, you think that it's kind of like pushing a snowball downhill?
yeah, maybe. I think people that they, for whatever reason, I'm making something compelling when I'm live, and people seem to like it. So when they find it, they stick around, they watch most of it, and that's huge. And with the
Well,
return
I'm
on
very happy for
investment,
you.
I hit live. There's a little bit of prep, not much. I hit live. I do my thing. I stop. It's done forever. Like it's there. Anyone, someone can go find it. It's a really good return on investment.
So, Randy, when you are a big time streamer in the next year, you definitely pay me to come out to America and we do this in person.
Heck
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I there's going to be tariffs on you though, so it might be a little bit more than I'm able to swing.
Ah, they can take an arm, but they
Exactly.
can't take my Guinness.
Your Guinness, yeah. I will have, yeah. We'll get you a Guinness, and we'll get me a Coke Zero, and
Actually, do you not drink at all?
I do not drink at all. Never have.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
this. Okay, I will make you a mean coffee.
Heck yes. Black.
Mm,
Black is.
mm.
I'm the most
Um,
boring white
uh,
man ever.
Randy,
Yeah.
Randy, I like my women how I like my
Yeah.
coffee.
Bubbling, steaming hot,
Black.
black, and preferably in a
It's
plastic
from
cup.
it's from Airplane. You know
Yeah,
the classic movie
yes,
Airplane?
I know. I know the joke, and I like the
Yeah,
joke.
yeah.
I'm escalating the joke by subverting expectations. That's what people like about me, is that
People love subverting expectations.
I have
I did
this,
actually know you didn't drink.
yeah, no, it's I don't know why it partially due to upbringing, I guess. I was exposed to a lot of it, and it just never was appealing to me with the way I was exposed to it.
You saw kind of like you saw the
I saw the
downsides.
ugly side, yeah. That's all I saw of it, as a matter of fact, because I
Mm,
saw when they got home. I saw, I didn't see
yeah,
the
yeah,
enjoyment
yeah.
aspect of
That'll
it.
do it.
And then by the time I came of age to do it, it was just repulsive to me, the idea. Don't judge anybody for doing it, but
I
it's
get that.
just not my thing. And that's true of just recreational drug use in general. I don't drink, smoke,
Mm.
drugs, nothing.
You're basically CM Punk.
Yeah, I'm CM Punk before it was cool to be CM Punk. Like before.
Mm.
Well,
So this is what I kind of like is that you and I are such different
yeah,
personalities. I
yeah,
big party guy, but I like talking to you.
yeah. I like talking to you too. We complement each other very well. My wife is nothing like me. I married the polar opposite of me as a human. So I really did,
Really? So
yes.
she likes going out
Well,
to
so
live
she doesn't
music and
anymore because
drinking,
we're old
dancing?
with children, but yeah, she's way more social. She's a lot more energetic, and she's abrasive in a way that I find endearing. She's just not me at all, and it's
She's honest.
yeah, she's honest. I'm honest in a
Okay, so
different way. She's
when
honest in like a very loud, in your face kind of way. I'm honest in a very quiet, reserved way, and we complement each other really well that way.
when I come to America
Yeah,
and we go out for
yeah,
dinner and you say, "I'm done. I'm going home and I'm gonna relax,"
yep.
and me and your wife go out for cocktails, dancing, and live music. You
She,
okay with
yeah,
that?
yeah. Why not? I trust you. I trust her.
Well,
I'm gonna
I've
go to bed.
yeah, you go to bed, and then when I will take care of her, and I'll bring her back to your home,
Yep.
and I will pour her into your bed,
There you go.
drunken, snoring, but still with you.
Yeah, she does snore, so that is appropriate. Yeah, so loud.
Yeah, and then I become her favorite person
There you
ever,
go.
and she starts trying to set me up with all of her
Yeah,
friends.
but you're already taken. You're about, if not officially, you're about to be.
Dude, I'm actually a bit nervous about this.
Oh, you've got this. You're too adorable. And in fact, your nervousness is going to be
No,
even better because you're just going to be blushing with your giant smile and be like, oh, aw, shucks.
no. So thank you so much. I'm not nervous about that. This is in the bag.
Okay.
I'm nervous about actually like having like one girl,
Okay.
like
Committing.
only
It's a
like
commitment thing.
because Randy, over here in Southeast Asia, I'm fun. As you said, I'm
Yeah.
outgoing. Da. In Thailand, like I got up to like dating like five girls at the same time. It
I,
was
well,
absurd.
it's this.
I got
Go ahead.
go on.
Oh,
I was like I got to two and then to three, and then I went full video game
you're like,
mode.
how many
I
can I
was
get?
like, how
You're,
many?
you're Geralt. You're trying to,
I got up to five and I went, this is too
you're
much.
like,
So I had to scale it back down.
You're like Frank West in Dead Rising. Like, how many girls can I get to follow me at once? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's the
So, but now
stereotype in I don't know how true it is, but white men seem to do very well in Asian countries. I don't know how true that is, but
but we're the opposite.
in what way?
That's the thing. Like even I'm here in my
Yeah.
village, and when I was down in my like I was hanging out with like a family I know, they all love me, and we hang out in the evenings. And one of the girls runs up to me. She's like maybe like 35, and she wanted to put her arm beside my arm like
Okay.
this. I was like, "Oh, so white."
Yeah.
And her skin is
Yeah.
different. Like we're just different. Like I have no hair, but I have
Yeah.
beard and I am white. So different.
Yeah.
So
I think that
it's even for me when I
it's the
oh,
contrast, right? It's like I said, you and I complement each other very well. We're different people. My wife and I complement each other.
mhm.
It's the contrast. Well, if I married someone that was like me, neither of us would ever speak. Uh, we would only interact when biological needs called, and then we would go and eat in our separate caves and sleep in our separate rooms, and then every once in a while we'd be like, you know what, we crave companionship. We're we're going to pursue that for a day, maybe, and then we would
I do think like yourself and your wife kind of bring out the best of each other.
absolutely. In fact, the last podcast episode when I had to do a solo podcast, I mentioned that she was a large part of why I was able to become as positive as I am is because she's a much more positive person and she brings that
Oh,
out of me. So
that's like it's the Chinese like yin and yang.
yeah,
You can like you
yes, we
opposites
just talked
complete
about
each
yin and
other.
yang
So
on my stream. Someone brought it up. Yin and yang.
that's it,
Yeah, it's full
man.
circle.
That's it. So when I'm over here and yeah, I meet like for me when I first went to Spain like 10 years ago,
Mhm.
and every girl is tanned and long dark
Yeah,
hair, no makeup, and they're the complete opposite to girls in
yeah,
Ireland. And they have an accent, they speak Spanish. I'm like, "Oh my god." And then being here in like in Laos or in Thailand, and like you said, like
Yeah.
opposites. And like for the girl I'm meeting tomorrow, I have like we're men.
Yep. Uh,
We have we have we have chest hair.
I do. Yeah.
But Asian guys don't have chest hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. So they don't have chest hair. So she told me like I want to see. I'm like, what? She's like,
Yes.
as much as possible. And also she said like the beard, she wants me to grow it out as much as possible. I'm like, what? Because again,
But you hate it though.
opposite.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah. Um, I'm not gonna do it here. What I'm gonna do is like when I go to Thailand, I'm gonna grow it out. I'll see her again. But like it doesn't well, you got a beard yourself. Is your wife okay with kissing you with the beard?
She prefers it. Yeah.
Really? It doesn't like tickle her or
So when I first got with her romantically and it was an issue, she didn't really like it. She wanted me to shave, but then when I did, she's like, "Actually, no. I think I got used to it and now I hate this. So can you grow it back, please?" And every time I shave, there's a certain length that she tolerates. If it goes any lower than that, she doesn't like it. Yeah.
Whoa. So like at the moment I would classify this that it looks very good.
Thank you.
It looks
Thank you.
nice. It's not too big. It's maybe could be smaller, but like in general, this looks good. Like she's okay with this. Like how big until she's like, okay, trim it
I
back
don't
down
know.
again.
Like she doesn't seem to complain when it's too long. I hate it when it's too long, but she doesn't seem to complain. It's when if it gets too short, she hates it. It's really the problem. Yeah.
Oh. So shorter than this, she doesn't
Yeah.
like.
So well, this is fine. This is actually probably I'm about due for a trim, so it needs to be a little bit shorter than this. But uh, if it gets like past, let's say, I don't know how to describe it, a little bit deep stubble. Like I would say, deep stubble is what her
Mm.
a little bit. Let's say a little bit
Maybe like
longer
what
than
I
yours. A
have.
little bit longer than yours, I would say, is her
Mhm.
cutoff. If it was shorter, if it was your length, she would prefer me to grow it out some more.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Uh,
Damn.
but actually, you know what? I don't know how because last time I don't know. Maybe she's just fickle because last time I shaved it off completely. If it was about a year ago for a funeral, and I shaved it off completely, and she's like, actually, like, I don't know. I think it helped
Yeah.
that. So when I've had some kind of facial hair, such as it is, for a long time now. So when I do shave, she's seeing it for the first time in a very long time. So maybe she's like, "Oh, you look you're older
Ah.
now. You look like a man again." Or now, like, because before when I would shave in my 20s, it would de-age me by like 10 years. So
Also, I will say you're one of the rare people, in general, people who can grow beards don't have nice hair. Like for me, I can grow a nice beard, but don't have hair.
yeah,
You and some people who can like have nice hair cannot grow
yeah.
beards. There's so many music artists who've got shit beards and great hair.
So
Just shave the beard. You're one of the rare people who've got like you've got very nice
well, thank
hair,
you. It's
but
it is
also
it
can
is
grow a
falling
beard.
out though. Unfortunately, a little bit thinner up here.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I haven't decided if I'm going to do something about it. I haven't.
No, but you got like the around the front
Yeah,
is like pretty
and
good.
this kind of looks. It's kind of where it matters, right? Like, so it's not.
Oh, so you say like up around the
Yeah,
the
the crown is
crown
where it's
started
starting
getting a
to
bit.
thin. Yeah,
Ah,
I'm heading towards
well,
40s. It's gonna happen.
join the club,
Yeah,
man. You'll save so much money on haircuts.
yeah.
You'll never have to
I
decide
I
your
actually
style.
I actually cut my own hair. I just buzz it off and let it grow back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Listen, bald is fine. Have hair is fine. Balding,
yeah,
not fine.
yeah. So we haven't hit the part where it's unacceptable for me to have hair yet, but if it if it progresses,
No,
then
you're
perhaps.
grand. You're grand. You're grand.
Yeah.
Also, video games. Yes,
Yeah, video
Oblivion.
games. Oblivion. I mean, hey, we lost anyone who didn't care
We
about
took
the
we we actually took a
we
while.
took a
I
wild turn.
forgot we were
Well, it's been
recording.
a long time since we've spoken, so it's good to catch up. I'm glad we're talking. And hey, we
I
got the
know.
topic out of the way, and people will probably eat this up. The people that are listening definitely eat this up, so no problem there. Uh,
Yeah.
Are there any other video game
That's
related
kind
things
of
you want to mention?
no, but that's kind of like one of my favorite parts of podcasts when you understand that the folks are actually friends
Yeah.
and they just chat about nonsense. I kind of like that.
I mean, I'm not going to listen to a podcast for the news or, like I want to hear I want to hear an interesting take, like an actual interesting take, not a contrarian take, or people I care about talking about something, right? Those are the two things that I want.
Mm,
And if people click for the topic, that's fantastic. I hope you're here. I hope you continue to be here because of me and you and anyone else we bring on this, right? I don't want the that's the draw. Like I said, we talked about this. It's the people that stick around because they want you, not what you're doing.
mm,
So hopefully
I agree.
this is compelling stuff, and it's
All
good.
right,
It's
how
good to chat with you.
long have we going? We going like an hour and a
Yeah, about
half,
an
or
hour
what's
and a
the
half
story?
roughly.
We can end it.
All right, we can end it. Well, that was game prices. About 5 minutes of it.
Game prices, beards, and hair
Honestly, this is
loss.
probably the
Well
best
done.
way to get positive about the game prices thing is to just riff. Like that's what you got to do. Find something else that makes you happy. And
Yeah,
talking
I
about
love hair loss.
yes, hair
It's
loss is
great.
great. Clean shaven kisses. Take it or leave it. Depends on your preference, I guess. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't even think I said my name this time. Everyone knows my name. It's the name of the channel. So, but if you're somehow stumbling upon this and you don't know what my name is, Randy Fluharty is my name. And you can join my Discord at tinyurl.com/Randy-Discord. That's where I want you most. You can also, subscribe and do all the things that people do. Adam, do you have anything you want to advertise? That Elden Ring video, of course.
No, the other one is out. I'm currently editing the Death Stranding video. I've got like 23 minutes done.
Out of how much do you think? Estimate?
Maybe like 35,
Yeah.
maybe 36.
Okay. Well, so shorter than Elden Ring.
Yeah, yeah. With Death Stranding, it's a thing of it's wonderful to play,
Yeah.
but as a viewer, there's only so many deliveries you can
Yeah.
make without becoming repetitive.
Yeah.
So this the like video production is like, okay, so I loved making like 100 deliveries,
Yeah.
but if I show 100 deliveries, it's too boring. Like a delivery has to matter.
Yep.
So for me, but the video's coming along very well. God damn, I love Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And that will be maybe published in, I would say, maybe like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's a
Two
quick
weeks.
turnaround time from the Elden Ring one. I mean, the Elden Ring one took you a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And on top of that, I'm actually also writing the voiceover for Cyberpunk. I've got like 2 pages done already.
All right, give me
Cyberpunk,
your because I fell off Cyberpunk. I don't know if I'm going back. Probably not. How are you feeling about it?
Randy,
Yeah.
I'll do you one
Yeah.
better. I'll actually read out the opening
Oh,
because Cyberpunk is a we're deep in the podcast. Anyone listen to this, it's okay. I don't mind spoiling stuff.
yeah. Well, here's a sneak preview
Um,
for Cyberpunk. Possible spoiler, I guess.
yeah. Okay, here's the opening for Cyberpunk. Let me get to it. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Never before have I played so much and recorded so little. There is plenty to talk about if you love something, even more if you hate it. But what about indifference? As excited as I was to immerse myself in Night City, get lost in the seedy, smoke filled alleyways and shady, dangerous dealings, it just didn't click. Underneath it all, I do think there is a foundation for the future. I just wish I wasn't sold the future a decade early.
Wow, that's great. And you could just use that line reading. That was perfect. Like you got into the voice. Like I was, you were immersing me. I'm ready to go. Well, if that got you excited, head on over to Adam's channel, youtube.com/Adam McDermott. You don't need any at sign or anything. Just throw that thing into your URL thing, and it's gonna take you there. So check that out. Check his videos out. His Elden Ring video. All good stuff. Next podcast, 2 weeks from. I didn't tell you this, Adam. I moved the podcast to Fridays because it makes it easier for my schedule. So what the heck date is that?
Let me check my schedule.
I mean, we can record on Thursdays, but for publishing purposes, it's
you want Nate. You want Nate.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
Let Nate do the next one.
Possibly Nathan on Friday, May 9th. Oh my God. It's May?
Yeah.
That's terrible. Well, next podcast is Friday, May 9th. I don't know what the topic's going to be. It was really tough to come up with this one. We talked about it in such a weird roundabout way, but we got there. It was positive. I had a good time. I actually do feel better. I asked you to make me feel better, and you did. So thank you for that, Adam. And thank you for being here, of course. I'm very happy that you're in a place that you like to be and things are going well for you.
Yeah. Before we close, do you want to see the flowers I got?
Show me the flowers, and I will start wrapping up while we're doing it. I'm gonna hit.
All right, my Chinese friend, get me the flowers to give to the Lao girl.
Yes, the flowers. Man, we're paying off the flowers. Chekhov's flowers. All right, I'm gonna hit the music. Music, of course, created by Evan Vath. Check out his Spotify in the description. Love that theme song. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Oh man. All right. You got her. Like she's locked in. I mean, she was already locked in. She's double locked in now. She's like my Discord members. What does that even mean? All right. Yep. Once Adam comes back so he can wave with his adorable face, we can head on out. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this for as long as you did, watching this for as long as you did. I don't know how you stood it, but it's fine. Very much appreciated. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Woo!